a very happy person. In fact, I was incredibly depressed, and for the longest time, I was very confused on why I was depressed. Why are you not fulfilled? I constantly see people like Dan Blazerian recently. He's in so much trouble because he was basically taking all this money out of his company to pay for a $200,000 per month house, all these private jets, basically living outside his means, which were already pretty large. Why is somebody doing this if they're happy? Why are they putting themselves in such a weird place? It's because they're not happy. It's because they're not happy. And in this video, I want to clear up something about money for you, because if you're thinking about making a lot of money in your lifetime, or you're chasing money right now, you need to understand what it's going to do for you and what it's not going to do for you. And if you just understand this one simple thing that I'm going to explain here in about 5 minutes, it's going to change how you work for life. It's going to make you much happier in the long run. And it's also going to allow you to chase money in the right way. It allows you to make a lot of money, but not make stupid decisions around money. And thus, that's going to make you a lot richer in the long run. My businesses and net worth right now are much higher than when I was in the big old house and doing all these other things like that. And I want to explain why that happened. Here it is. So look, the way people view money is they think that once they hit this certain point, once they get to this certain point in their lifetime, and by the way, I'm the most woke, PG, family-friendly, super great bot entrepreneur business advice guy on the internet. You get your yucks in. I did too. Haha! All right, so look, a lot of people view money as I'm going to get to this certain income, or I'm going to have this much money and all the stuff that I've been trying to go after my entire life, you know, Fight Club metaphor, and I'm just going to be good. Like everything's going to be great. Now, don't get me wrong, getting past a certain income threshold where all your needs are very easily met, that's different than getting to a point where you have all the material items you've wanted to obtain and you've became rich. Okay, so I'm talking about the getting rich point right here. And most entrepreneurs, they chase getting rich. They chase getting rich. It makes them build businesses they don't really enjoy. It makes them take shortcuts in their businesses. It makes them sacrifice basically every part of who they are and become terrible people for the sake of money. It's because they think once I get to this certain point, I'm going to be good. Things are just going to be good. It's going to be good. This is not how money works. This is not how money makes you happy. See, money is a lot like a piece of cake. When you buy something or you get something you've wanted for a long time, it's like when you get a piece of cake. If you've ever had a delicious piece of cake, it's fantastic. It fills you with joy. You're really happy while you're eating the cake. And afterwards, for a little short period of time, you're like, oh, that was awesome. And then you're back to normal. You're back to whatever state you were at before. If you were depressed and lost and unfulfilled before you ate the cake, you're going to be right back there. That's why people get really fat, because they get back in that state. And the only way to get back into a state of feeling good if you're a food addict is you eat more cake. And then you get fat, and then you get sadder, and the cycle goes on and on and on. The way money works is exactly the same way. But you would tell me right now, if I told you, oh man, if you just eat enough cake, you're going to be good, you'd be like, that sounds ridiculous. If you just betted this one guy or gal, you're just going to be good. You're like, no, I would have to do it over and over and over again to get sustained happiness from it. And that's the problem, because when you do things like that, imagine if you kept trying to bed the same person over and over. I guess it's called marriage. Bad example. But let's say you keep eating cake over and over again, bad things happen to you because you're trying to find happiness in the wrong way and using a shortcut. And so what happens is entrepreneurs go and they try and make money, and then they get to this point where they have all the things they've wanted, but because the things they wanted are like a piece of cake and they can't sustain happiness, they can just give you those short-term hits of happiness. I don't know why I shoot videos at this time, because it's like a Super Saiyan spirit bomb coming at me through the window right now. Anyways, what then happens is, again, the things they bought are like a piece of cake, and so they have to buy more things, and they have to buy more things, and they have to buy more things, and they have to keep taking more shortcuts. They have to keep doing things they don't want to do. And that was the state that I was in with my businesses. Now, of course, I didn't do a Dan Blazerian, put myself at a $50 million loss, and ended up getting sued because I was trying to write off the wrong things on my taxes and whatnot. However, I was like, why am I not happy? I've always wanted this house. I always wanted this car. Shouldn't I be good? And I wasn't good. And so I would keep making more money and then getting more things. Thinking, why am I not good? I had this crazy Vegas birthday trip that I've always wanted to do. And then about a week later, you're just right back where you were before. And so that's what you need to understand about money. And once you understand about money, you're going to chase it very differently, because the reward for being in business, of course, once you have your base needs met, once you have your base needs met. But if you're a good entrepreneur or you get good at anything you're doing in life, you're going to have a job that pays you to fulfills your base needs. If you're a really good entrepreneur or just a good entrepreneur, you're going to make enough money to cover your base needs. So once that's done, if you can take a step back and be like, hey, I want to make as much money as possible. Don't get me wrong, guys. I want to be a billionaire by the time I'm 50. I want to make as much money as possible, but I'm not chasing money as a way to get a high, or I'm not chasing money in a state where, if I just finally get to that $1 billion mark, I'm going to be good. Because the way it works, guys, as soon as you get to that point of money that you've wanted to get to, whatever it is, whatever your goal is, $100K a year, $1 million a year, the way it is like, I remember when I was finishing Breath of the Wild, Zelda, I completed every challenge in the game. I thought, man, once I beat every challenge in the game and I get the motorcycle at the end, it's going to be great. And of course, I played enough video games to know exactly what was going to happen. I got the motorcycle, had all my souped up everything. I rode around the land that I'd been playing in for the last 150 hours, and I just turned out the game and never played it again. Because there's nothing else to do. There was no other hits to get. But the thing is, if you're playing money like that, where you're thinking, oh man, once I collect enough money, I'm going to be good, you're going to be at that state at the end of Zelda where you're riding around your motorcycle with nothing to fulfill you. And you're going to be confused because I got all the money. What's wrong? It's because you're not doing things that fulfill you. And so once you understand this about money, you're not going to chase money the same way. You're not going to chase it as an end goal. You're going to pursue work that is fulfilling to you and is exciting to you. And that's going to keep you fulfilled. That's going to keep you happy. Again, like I said, right now, my businesses are doing better than ever before, but I don't spend any money because I just want to grow the businesses. The reward for the businesses is to get to work on the businesses and grow the businesses. And I'm not really thinking to myself, okay, well, how can I take this much money out now and then go get a car and whatnot? Because I know what's going to happen if I get the car. It's going to be like eating a piece of cake. And don't get me wrong, I like cake. I love cake. It's fantastic. It's not going to take care of me for any period of time. And that's what you need to understand. Because it's great to enjoy cake. It's great to go and buy the things that you've always wanted. It's great to go and do whatever the hell you want to do with your money, dude. I don't know what you want to do. Maybe go buy one of those Reinhardt costumes from BlizzCon and run around New York City terrifying people. I don't know what you want to do with your money. But whatever you want to do, just know it's going to be great like eating cake. And then it's done. And it's done. And if you realize that, you're not going to look for that happiness in money. You're going to look for the short-term highs, and you're going to look for happiness in the other aspects of your life, which is then going to allow you to be a much better entrepreneur in the first place because you're focused on the business and the joy of running the business. Thus, the business is going to make way more money because you're enjoying it and you're doing something that is not shortcut-based, where you're not rushing it. You're trying to focus on your team and your customers. And what happens when you do that, when you focus on your team and your customers, you build great shit. And that is all there is. That is exactly why most people that are super successful but don't understand this about money, and I didn't understand this for a long time, are very unhappy. When they originally got started in their business, they were super happy because they weren't worried about money. They were worried about just building a business and just getting something off the ground and excitement of building something, and it all becomes about the cash. But the cash is cake. You cannot sustain happiness with cake. You can sustain happiness with purpose. Whatever that is in your life. So chase the purpose and the enjoyment. Don't chase the money. More so, don't make decisions around the money thing. It's going to give you that source of fulfillment that you're looking for, because it never will, like a piece of cake. Enjoy the cake. Don't expect the cake to save your life, though. That's it.